and welcome back to Build with the Boys. It's time for a weekly catch-up, our penultimate weekly catch-up from the original build room, and I'm getting a little bit emotional about it, I'm not going to lie to you. So we've got one more of these from here, and then we'll be in the new digs, man. So I'm going to try and do that with minimal disruption. So I don't know how we're going to work out videos in the week that I'm moving, but it's going to be interesting to say the least. But we'll make it work. In news for our channel, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please like and subscribe, because we are scarily close to 1,500 subscribers. I can't believe it. As of right now, of making this, we're on 1498. So if you are a frequent viewer, but you haven't been around going to hit that button yet, will you go ahead and hit that button and make an old man very happy? It'd be very nice. So what's new in the world of models? Not lots, to be honest with you, because of all the news that's came out in such a short period of time with all the builds over at Fan Home, and it's been crazy. We're in a bit of a rest period, if you will. So there's not loads of news. I mean, the things I can tell you is the U-boat trial has come to an end. That's now ended. And there's been no comment yet on whether or not that's going to go to a full build or not, but that thing has now ended. So who knows? It might be out later this year, might not make it at all, I don't know. But they did send me a free gift, and they sent me one of these. This is now the fourth one of these I've got. I keep getting these little, I mean, it's cute enough. But, yeah, I don't need four of them, but I've got four of them. So that one's come to an end. That one's now done. The other one that is also done is Batman. So you could sign up to the trial of the Batman figure, the large Batman figure. But that now has come to an end. And they've also sent us a gift on that one. And what they sent us is this bloody enormous keyring. The size of this thing, I mean, it's like a batarang, but it's a bottle opener. But it is an enormous keyring. I mean, this ain't got on my keys. I do have a bag that I might put this on, but then I'm thinking, no way is any airport going to let me take this onto a plane, because surely not. Surely, I mean, it looks nasty, you know. So I can't see me getting that on airplanes. So that might be a problem on business trips. So I don't know, but this is enormous. This is a big ass keyring. I mean, compared to the one I think I have. So this is the one you get with a tumbler. So this is what you got with a tumbler, which is kind of pathetic. This one feels cheap. It feels flimsy. And this is the one you got for signing up to the Batman trial. The size of it. I wonder what it was. It came through the door and it landed with a thud. And I'm like, what the bloody hell's that? And this is what we got. But we got this in the note telling us that that is the end of the trial of the Batman figure. Again, there's no confirmation that's going to go to a full run over here. Now, it has gone to a full run in France, which does suggest it'll go to a full run here, but not necessarily, because we've seen that with Starsky and Hutch. And I think if Starsky and Hutch was going to launch here, it would have launched here by now, and it hasn't. So I don't know. There's been, I don't know. There's been a lot of up and down with the with the Batman figure. The face is bad on it. I mean, it is. The eyes light up, which is weird. I mean, his eyes never lit up, but it's not one I'll be doing, put it that way. But who knows? I mean, it might get a full run. It might not. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know, but I did get a very nice bottle opener out of it. So not all bad. I mean, again, I kind of like this thing. But yeah, keyring wise, nah, come on, man, it's huge. But then I genuinely thought I was going to get another one of these. I genuinely thought another one of those was coming. But no, we've got this bloody great big, I don't know if that's old school as well. It looks like the 89 logo. But it's nice. It's nice. Speaking of Batman, so the tumbler has been late for subscribers. It was supposed to be here last week. It wasn't. So there's been some delay with shipping, but everything has now shipped. So Titanic has shipped, and that will be coming this week. When, I don't know. It could be here as early as tomorrow. It could be here, I don't know. But it should be here this week. And then Tumbler is also shipped. So if you're a subscriber to the Tumbler and you're on track, 5 and 6 will be coming this week. And then that's it. That's the last time we get a pack of 2. So the next one we'll get is a month from now, and we'll get 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we get a pack of 4 on the next one, which is good. And then after that, it's every 6 weeks. So that's when we get into the 6-week mode. So I think the next ones are due, I want to say 10th of April. So we got the ones we're about to get now, and then we won't get any until around about April 10th, April 14th. and we'll get a pack of 4, and then we won't get any until the end of May, because it'll be a 6-week push to the next ones. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be weird every 6 weeks, but it's okay. It gives us a nice big pack to build when it turns up, and I would imagine at some point we're going to be getting gargantuan lumps of that tumbler. And this is the thing, if you are new to these models and you're building tumbler at the moment, you're thinking, God, it's been quite underwhelming. I think after issue 1, that had the cockpit in it, and also the wheel, I think everything else has been slightly underwhelming, which I get, but that's just the nature of this beast. Once we've sort of done these, we always start with like suspension. We're probably going to move on to engine next, I would imagine. That's how this goes. Then eventually chassis. I could be wrong, because it's a very different shaped vehicle to how it normally is, but typically when it comes to building vehicles, for some reason, we almost always start with wheels and suspension and then move on to engine. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But trust me, stick with it, because big chunky parts are coming. It's going to start to look good. But it's been really slow progress. It reminds me of Titanic. When we started Titanic last year, we were getting 2 a month. And it just seemed like we weren't really going anywhere with what we were getting, and it wasn't building up enough, and now we're kind of flying. And Tumbler will be the same. Once we start getting those packs of 6, this thing's going to grow ridiculously. Titanic I was talking about as well, and we should be getting more funnel this week, so we should be getting our last 2 funnels in the next delivery. And that's coming on really rather nice. I know a lot of people are just sort of chomping at the bit to get some hull on one of them. I'd like to build the hull, but so they chose to do it. I don't know why, but this is what they chose to do. So we are just ploughing through with more of the superstructure, and we should have funnels 3 and 4 in place by the time this month's done. We're definitely, by the month after, we'll definitely finish the hull, and again I'll be in a whole new digs. It's gonna be very blank. I'm never about to get the room up to scratch in a week, but it'll be very blank. But I've got to pack everything, man, and I'm not looking forward to that. I'm really not. But it is what it is. Infinity Gauntlet, I've got no news on that one at the moment about what the release date's going to be. Everyone's kind of saying April. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more like June, to be honest with you, but April seems what everyone's pushing for. I can't see it. I think June is what we're going to be looking at with that. I'll tell you why I think June. I think June because R2-D2 ends in May, and I've just got a feeling they're waiting for R2-D2 to end before they start rolling out another one. Because the bulk of people that signed up to the fan home R2-D2 are all around about the same place, and we're all sort of coming to an end in May, which would suggest to me that takes a lot of weight out of the distribution centre. They can then add this in, and then it sort of picks up. That's just an assumption. I'm just assuming that's the way I do business if I was doing business. But I've been wanting to show you something for ages to kind of illustrate just how big that gauntlet is, because we keep saying how big it is, but I'm not just talking height. I'm talking this thing is big. It's really big. Now, even if you've seen the people that are building it in France at the moment, and also Italy to a degree, you'll see in bits. That's still nowhere near the size that it gets to. That bit that they're all building at the moment, that everyone thinks is kind of, well, that's the size of the glove. Not really. There's still more that comes off that glove. A lot more that makes it a lot bigger. To give you an example of just how big this bloody glove is, take a look at this image, look at the hands in the image, and look at the gauntlet. So this is a prototype of the gauntlet complete. You get an idea of just how big this gauntlet is. Massive. I mean, that's how big this gauntlet is. It's huge. So make sure you got a shelf space, because if you're thinking, well, just pop that on the shelf. No, you're looking at, this thing is colossal. I mean, it's massive. I can't wait to build it, man. It's not going to be fun building it. No, it's not. But my God, is that going to be impressive when it's finished? That is a serious piece of kit. And it'll be going to the boy, and the boy will be able to take it wherever he goes until, as I've said before, one day some girl desperately begs him to get rid of it, because that's the way the world goes. We've got something interesting to show you as well. I was contacted by a viewer of the page. I won't give you his full name, Dr. Glenn. Dr. Glenn. Who sadly his health has taken a turn, and it has affected his ability to build models, which is sad to hear. It really is, because I know how therapeutic building models is for everybody. So it's sad to hear that that's something that he's not able to do. But the man is an absolute whiz when it comes to robotics. So what he actually did, and this is incredible, knowing that his dexterity was going to start giving up on him a little bit, he adapted his R2 um, to help, almost be as an assistant. And I thought, well, really? And I saw images of this thing, and my God, this is what Dr. Glenn has done to his R2, and I think this man wins for modification. This man wins hands down modification of any model. Check this out. So it's not just pretty. It's not just pretty with more lights. I mean, I mean, even though that's bloody impressive, to see what he's put inside of this thing is insane. So take a look inside of Glenn's R2, and my God, that's seriously impressive. I mean, that goes beyond here's some extra LEDs. That's hardcore. And yeah, that's some serious modding. I am going to talk to Glenn and see if we can get a video of the other things that it does. I mean, again, I understand the the with Glenn's health at the moment that might not be possible. If I can get a video of that to show you, I will. But all the best, Glenn, if you're watching, which I hope you are. All the best. I hope this video finds you as well as you can be, and we are very, very impressed with your R2 unit. We really are. Something else. This is it's a little off topic, but not really. We did the Haunted Mansion, the Disney Haunted Mansion diorama last week. A lot of people like that, and I got some nice messages about how much people like that ride. I've mentioned before in the past that I used to work in amusements very briefly, but I worked in the industry of providing things to certain theme parks, and yeah. Now, next to military, no one signs you up more severe to NDAs than amusement parks. They just you honestly you can't ever say anything to anyone ever, unless something happens to said park. So then you have a bit more freedom to do it. Fortunately for me, I still know people in the industry that have got big mouths that tell me things they probably shouldn't. And I want to show you something. On Saturday of this week, um, Alton Towers are reopening what used to be the Haunted House. So they had a ride that opened in, I believe, in 1992 called the Haunted House. They rethemed it, I think, 2005 or 2006 to Jewel. So what they basically did was they added guns. So they added light guns to it, and you could shoot little targets. And even at that point, a lot of the original effects of the Haunted House had started to show their age, which was part of the reason why they did Jewel to it, just to sort of give it some more life. But a lot of the animatronics didn't quite work as they used to. There was a large, I want to say it was called a trundler inside that replicates the effect of like a turning tunnel. That gave up working about 10 years ago, and it never went back into it. Well, never went back to function. It's just a static tunnel, which has been a very weird part of the ride. But it was starting to look a bit worse for wear. It was starting to look a bit old hat, if you will. A lot of the animatronics at cutting edge of their time no longer were. A lot of it was kind of based on UV effects, and the times have moved on. Anyway, it closed last summer. So Jewel closed last summer, and it had an eviction notice put up on there that Emily Alton was claiming this is my house. So it reopens this Saturday as the Curse of Alton Manor. So the haunted house is now Alton Manor inside the grounds of Alton Towers. And there's a whole backstory that Emily Alton was left up in the attic by her parents, and she becomes sort of demented and evil. Well, they've released the first images of the inside of the ride. Now, I want to show you these images. You're not going to be blown away by them, but I'm going to tell you something without telling you, if I can, if that makes sense, and you might feel very differently about it. So I'm going to show you these images. These are the images, the first shown images of the inside of the Curse of Alton Manor. So as you can see by that, the inside of the haunted house now looks like a doll's house, like a giant doll's house. It's themed to that. Now you might be underwhelmed by those images and think, it looks all right, but and I'll be careful what I say here because I don't want to get in trouble. Trust me, what you're looking at is the tip of the iceberg. So I can promise you at least 2 of those images transform significantly. Technology is being used in that with texture mapping, projection, and some other clever tricks that are commonplace in Universal Studios and Disney parks, but they're not really used over here, and it's high time something did. So times have moved on. What used to work in a ghost house of kind of like some static thing that would pop out like this and go back in doesn't do it anymore, and the technology that's been used in this one is incredible. The one in I'm not gonna tell you. There's an image in there that of those. I won't tell you which one it is. There's an image in there where that entire scene changes, like all of it in one. The whole thing changes, which is bloody impressive. But I don't want to get you in trouble. But it opens on Saturday, so if you want to go and see it for yourself, you can travel to Altair this Saturday and you can see the ride for yourselves. What I would advise, from what I've heard and from what I've seen, is don't watch any YouTube videos of it. Don't watch any POVs or any badly filmed cam footage of the inside of that ride. Go yourself and don't spoil any of it. Go yourself and see it for yourself, because believe me, the effects inside there will blow your mind. So you might not be impressed by the set you're looking at the moment and think, oh, that looks a bit. Trust me, when all the bells and whistles are going, it's gonna look very bloody impressive. But that's all I can really say about that. Something I can tell you, because I know that this is defunct now. I know that the contract fell through, so I'm perfectly clear to talk about it. I did something a long time ago on a proposed Doctor Who ride that never came to be. And I know the contract fell through with the BBC, and another contract fell through with the park, so it's never going to come to fruition. But one of the effects in that involved and I'm sorry, Who fans, if I say this wrong, involved the Weeping Angels. Those, I think they were called the Weeping Angels. Again, I'm sorry if I got that name wrong. But one of the effects that was going to be in the ride, it was like a spinning coaster. It was going to stop in a room and rotate slowly, which is weird for a roller coaster, but you were going to stop and rotate. And then the lights would go out and the angels would be all around you. And then the lights would go out and then all of a sudden they'd be about a few feet closer. But then the kind of ultimate was they'd all go out and then they would literally be over the car. And then when the lights came back on, they'd all be gone. And I know that same effect is being used in this one, but in a very different way. So trust me, it's going to be good. That is going to be good. It might not look fantastic. I promise you that ride is going to be very, very bloody impressive. So it's worth checking out. Other things that I'll talk to you about, Running Press Minis. At Christmas, I showed you some of the Running Press Minis. We had the little leg lamp and we had the Die Hard ornament, and I've got the Jaws one, I've got the Zoltar. More are coming. So if you're interested in these little things for your desk and these little things for your shelf and these little whimsies, there are some interesting ones coming. There is one of the Big Lebowski with Dude Lebowski's talking bowling pin, which is this one. It's cool. If you don't like the Big Lebowski, well, that's just your opinion, man. You either get that or you don't. The other one that's coming as well is there is the Friends couch. So you can get a little version of the Friends couch, which is this one. Just iconic. There is the Beetlejuice talking picture frame, which is this one. And finally, one that I'm definitely getting is the key to One-Eyed Willie from the Goonies, which is this one. I love these. They're just cute little things. And they cost you about £8. They're not expensive, £8 or £9. You can get one of those for your desk. I've got them on my desk at work. I've got them on my desk here. I've got them on my shelves over here. I love them. I just think they're cute little things. They're funny little things. There was one I wanted for ages that I couldn't get. And it was a UFO and a cow. And you could pick the cow up, UFO. I love that. I thought it was fantastic. But I could never get it. I could never get one. But one day, who knows, I might be able to. Things we've built this week. Not loads, not loads. We did build, I've got it in front of me here. We built this rolife model here, which does light up. There we go. It's a key holder. So the keys hang from here and here. The build of this is up on the channel. It is really fun to do. So if you've got a wife or girlfriend that nags you a little bit about your building, you want to build something, build her that, honestly. It hangs keys, you can do it's practical. That's what I'm doing. That's what I did. I'm like, no, it's for our new home. It's not, I'm not just wasting money on another model. It's for our new home, so we can hang keys up. Honest, Your Honour. And that's what I did. So it's a good one. It's a nice one. And I love doing the rolife models because I typically do them on a Sunday and I'll do the whole day. So I'll just take my time with it and it's just nice. And I'll do an hour here and I'll go and chill out for a little bit and come back and do another hour, and they're nice. They're a great way to spend a Sunday. They really are. I love them. They're really fun. The other things we've got coming up, so we will have Titanic and tu.bler this week. That's a shoo-in. Worst case scenario, they're not here till Monday, but I don't think that's the case. I think they are going to be here. We did receive more Disney Crochet today. That is coming, I promise you, along with our R2-D2, which is also coming. But we are due to receive the next 4 Disney Dolls House next week. So that will take us beyond 60, so we'll be beyond the halfway point. I think 52, that's going to take 62, that's going to take us up to, so we're past the halfway point on that one, and it is huge. I mean, the Dolls House is absolutely huge now. We're moving onto the 2nd floor, or 3rd floor, depending if you count the basement or not, and it's looking really nice. It's looking really, really good. So we'll have that coming up. We've got so much more coming up on the channel, and I'm going to have to, I don't know, I think I'm going to try and overload on videos and then release them in the week that I move, because I don't want to go a whole week without releasing a video. But I have to be realistic about what I'm going to be free to do during that time. We will be doing the Ask Me Anything this Sunday, so you have your last chance to sort of get a question in for that one. You can ask me anything, literally ask me anything you want, and I'll answer it. Try and keep it clean. But it's if you want to, you can send me an email to buildwiththeboys@outlook.com, and if you title it Ask Me Anything, I won't read the question. My wife will basically write it out, and the plan is I'm not going to see any of them. I don't want to read any questions. I will just pick them out and answer them. Therefore, there's no rehearsed answers or anything like that, or anything pre-planned. I will just give you a frank and honest answer to whatever the question is, because I get a lot of that. I got asked a lot of strange things. I say strange, I just get asked things I don't think, oh, why would you want to know that? But all right, this it's just easier for me to do them all in one hit, so we're going to do that this Sunday. It'll be fun. But other than that, we have so much to do. We've packed up the house, so much to do. And I watched, and I'm feeling a little bit melancholy about it. I watched the last episode of The Last of Us, and they stuck to their guns, man. It is exactly the same as the game. It plays out exactly the same as the game ends. If you know how the game ends, serious moral dilemma. And it's they've stuck to it. They've stuck to it. That, you know, your hero maybe ain't a hero. Depends on which way you look at it. He makes a very strange choice in the last episode, and it's how you feel about what he's done and why he did it. But oh man, it was so good. So The Last of Us, there was not a bad episode, which was remarkable. So there was 9 episodes in season 1. All of them were good. There was not a bad episode in season 1 of The Last of Us. There just wasn't. They were all killer, no filler. I absolutely loved it, and I can't recommend it enough. If you have not seen The Last of Us yet, find a way, because it is it's definitely worth your time. It was a really, really, really good show. We've been watching older films with the kid, so we also went back and watched Mad Max Thunder Road. I forgot how good that was. Fury Road. I forgot how good that movie was. It's so good. If you've never seen Mad Max Fury Road, you need to. I forgot how good it was. I went to the cinema to watch it when I think my wife was pregnant with our second son. I think, which is why I probably don't remember it. He'd either just been born or she was pregnant with him, and I wasn't sleeping a lot, so I didn't really remember the movie. I'd only seen it once at the cinema. I watched it in 3D as well. The only thing I could really remember of it is the scene at the end. One of the trucks gets blown up, and there's a guy playing the guitar, and everything sort of rolls towards the screen. It's one of the best 3D effects I've seen in the screen, where everything sort of bundled out the screen one by one. That's all I can really remember. But watching it again, man, such a good movie. Really, really good. So we watched that, and we have been watching the Oscar movies. Every year when the Oscars comes out, we go and watch everything that's been nominated for Best Picture and make our own mind up about it. And the winner was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Do I think it deserved to win the Oscar? No. I liked it. I liked Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I actually preferred All Quiet on the Western Front to it. And I prefer Top Gun Maverick. I'll be honest with you, I thought it was the better movie. Everything Everywhere All at Once is a good movie. It is good. But I don't think it's Best Picture worthy. I just don't. That said, some absolute turkeys have won Best Picture in the past. But it's worth your time. It's not a bad movie by any means at all. It's interesting, but for me, as much as they say it's cutting edge and it's something it's not. You watch it and you'll be like, okay, well, that happens in The Matrix, and this happens over there, and this happens over there, and we've seen that in this. It just seems like an amalgamation of a lot of other films thrown together into one. And I think if you're not a regular viewer of sci-fi and action movies, and it was the first time you'd seen one of these, you probably would think all this was original. If you are a frequenter of sci-fi movies and action movies, you'll watch Everything Everywhere All at Once and go, I've seen this before. And it's got that feel about it. It's got that, I've seen this in that movie, and I've seen this scene in that movie. It feels like that. But it's not a bad movie at all. If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. You can see that on Amazon Prime. So if you're a subscriber of Amazon Prime, you can see that. The bulk of the Oscar movies you can go and watch if you have the streaming services. So All Quiet on the Western Front, I can't recommend that enough. It's fantastic. It's a German movie. You can see it on Netflix as part of a standard subscription. You can see The Banshees of Inisherin on Disney Plus. You can see Black Panther 2 on Disney Plus. You can see Top Gun Maverick on Paramount. So you can get access to these movies. If you want to see them, you can definitely go and see them. But that's it. That's all from me. We will be back very soon with tu.bler and Titanic, whichever one comes first. And that will hopefully be this week. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe and help us hit that 1,500 target in a world where you can be anything at all. Just be nice, and I will catch you on the next one.